All right, let's talk about something every product team knows, and let's be honest, probably dreads. That massive, overwhelming flood of customer feedback. Today, we're going to break down a workflow that takes all that chaos and turns it into pure clarity. We're talking simple, smart, and totally automatic feedback analysis. So if you're on a product team, does this slide just hit a little too close to home? You're trying to build something people love, but you feel like you're just drowning in a sea of user comments, support tickets, reviews, you name it. It's a classic problem, for sure, but the solution we're looking at is anything but old-fashioned.
Okay, let's really dive into this messy part first. Before you can get to those golden insights, you have to face what we're calling the feedback chaos. It's the raw, unfiltered voice of your customers, and man, it can be a lot.
Parhum Khoshbakht, who actually created this workflow, just hits the nail on the head here. It's not just about how much feedback you get, it's the sheer variety. You've got different languages, emotions all over the map from pure joy to absolute fury, and every tone you can imagine. Trying to sort through that by hand, it's a monumental task.
And you know, that manual struggle has some serious consequences. For starters, it just eats up so many hours. Then there's the human element. Our own biases can make us pay more attention to the loudest, angriest voices instead of the most important ones. Tagging is all over the place, right? One person's UI bug is another person's design flaw. And the worst part? In all that noise, the really game-changing insights, the ideas that could be your next big feature, just get completely lost in the shuffle.
But here's the good news. It really doesn't have to be this way. There's a much smarter, way simpler approach that lets automation do all that heavy lifting for you. I mean, just think about this for a second. This is the big promise. Imagine if all of that messy, unstructured feedback could just sort itself. What if it could automatically pop into neat little categories, tell you the emotional tone, and surface the key insights without you having to do a thing? Well, that's not some far-off dream. That's exactly what this workflow is built to do.
So, what are we really talking about here? At its core, it's an automated workflow. It basically acts as a smart bridge between the tools you already use. It uses AI to read every new piece of feedback, figure out what it means, and then neatly categorize it for you. It turns a painful chore into something that just happens in the background.
All right, so how does this magic actually happen? Let's pull back the curtain and look at the nuts and bolts of how this system is put together and how it works, step by step.
And you might be surprised at how simple the setup is. It's really built on just 3 key pieces. You start with Google Sheets, something most of us use anyway, and that's your home base for all the feedback. Then you have n8n, which is like the automation engine, the conductor of this whole orchestra. And finally, you have OpenAI, which is the powerful AI brain that does all the smart analysis.
The process itself is just beautiful in its simplicity. It happens in 4 main stages. First, the system is always watching your Google Sheet. The second new feedback lands, it gets fetched. Second, it bundles that feedback into smart batches to work efficiently before sending it over to the AI. Third, the AI does its thing, assigning tags, figuring out the sentiment, even the emotional tone. And finally, all that new structured data gets sent right back to your Google Sheet, updating it automatically. All done.
And listen, this is way more than just basic keyword spotting. The AI is doing a really deep, multi-layered analysis. It'll assign up to 3 relevant tags from a list you've already defined. It figures out the overall sentiment in a snap, positive, negative, or neutral. But then it goes deeper, detecting the specific emotional tone. Is this person grateful, frustrated, hopeful? And here's a really clever part, the fallback system. If a comment doesn't really fit your existing tags, the AI just creates a new one, so you never lose a unique piece of insight.
Okay, so we've looked at the problem and we've seen the mechanics of the solution. Now let's get to the best part, the payoff. This is where this whole workflow stops being just a cool tool and starts being a real strategic advantage, moving your team from drowning in noise to finding genuine insight.
And honestly, this slide just says it all, doesn't it? Your feedback goes from being scattered everywhere to being perfectly structured. Your team's work goes from being a manual grind to being completely automatic, and the whole point of it all shifts from just being a time-consuming task to being deeply insightful. It's a total game changer for how you work with customer feedback.
And the benefits for your team, they're huge, and you feel them right away. Instead of spending weeks trying to connect the dots, you see patterns emerging in real time. That means you can make product decisions way faster and with a lot more confidence. All those hours you used to lose to sorting and tagging, that's now time you can spend on high-value work, like strategy, innovation, and actually building the things your customers are asking for. So here's the most important point. This whole thing goes way beyond just saving time or getting organized. This is about fundamentally changing the way products get built.
This quote really gets to the very heart of the philosophy here. The best products out there aren't built on guesswork. They're built on a deep, clear understanding of what users actually want. And that kind of clarity, it's pretty much impossible to get when your feedback is a scattered, chaotic mess.
At the end of the day, that is the one powerful goal, to take every single comment, every review, every little suggestion, and transform it from just another piece of data into a moment of pure, actionable clarity for you and your team.
So, let me just leave you with this thought. Your customer feedback is an absolute goldmine. It's filled with insights, ideas, and opportunities just waiting to be discovered. The only real question is, do you have the right tools to actually start digging?